The year was 1992 when Joss Whedon wrote Buffy the Vampire Slayer. The movie. I think I'm going to be giving away my age now.
In every generation, there is a chosen one. She alone will stand against the vampires, the demons, and the forces of darkness. She is the Slayer.
Hey Homo sapiens and Marbites, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to any new watchers and subscribers. I am Rogue Marby Scott. So in today's video, as you can see in the title down below, I am going to be celebrating Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the series and the film, because, well, it's going to be 29 years since Joss Whedon wrote the first script of the film. The year was 1992 when I was first introduced to Buffy the Vampire Slayer before I was shipped off to Dominica for 2 years. But, needless to say, I love Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I loved the film. It was so very 80s, although it was in the 90s, it was produced and whatever in the 90s, but clearly these things take time, and the fashion and everything in Buffy the Vampire Slayer then was so kind of retro-ish and kind of reminds me a little bit of X-Men as well, like a lot of Jubilee styling. But yeah, I loved the film and I watched that film endlessly. Like, it was always on repeat. Now, if you remember what VHS is, then you know. They did not hold up so well, so I had multiple copies. Anyway, so like I said, I was introduced to Buffy the Vampire Slayer in 1992, and then 5 years later, I believe in 1997, that's when Joss Whedon created the show, the TV show, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And let me just say this. I was not impressed on the first episode or the second one either. It took me a while to actually get into the series because it was nothing like what I had seen in the film. Like, demons were now involved and magic was now involved, and I was just like, I thought this was meant to be a Slayer killing vampires. Now she's killing demons and we have witches and everything. But obviously things change with time. So today, and in this series that I'm doing, because I'm doing a celebration of Buffy the Vampire Slayer series, I am going to be creating characters from the series, and I might even do some characters from the film, and I'm going to envision them in how they might look in the year 2021, 22, or whatever. I'm just going to give them a nice little modern take. Although Buffy is kind of still modern. Although in the series, they didn't have mobile phones or computers till later on in the series. And yeah, I feel like this series is pulling up well. Like, I've been watching the series. I watch this series every year because I feel like TV is just so boring. And I feel like a lot of what the series gives, especially when I was watching it way back in the day, I feel like it kind of resided within my soul because obviously growing up, Buffy's growing up and going through issues and stuff like that. I feel like it does a wonderful interpretation of life in a supernatural TV series. I'm currently watching Angel now. So yeah, I'm gonna sit, because I've never watched Angel. Can you believe I've never watched Angel? I've seen episodes here and there, and mostly those episodes that I watched were the Buffy and Angel crossovers, but now I'm watching Angel, and then I will go back and watch the Buffy episodes that are linked to Angel. Anyway, without further ado, I'm going to go on to my first character, and my first character today is Spike.
What are you doing here? 5 words or less.
Out for a walk. Bitch.
So, because I'm going to be portraying Spike today in a modern take, a Marbatian take, I am going to be using the Fluidity formula from Morphe in the shade 490, and I'm going to put that practically all over my face. I'm going to be having to be careful with my hairline because my hair is blonde, and I think, well, it's not blonde, it's this. But yeah, let's do this. So I don't really want to be using quite a lot of that, so I've got my wet sponge and I've got some of that foundation there. Now I'm going to go in with the shade 20 from the Jodie Beauty concealers, and I'm just going to conceal and build up highlights where I want them, because Spike is very chiseled. And I also want to create that lightness where my skin would appear kind of gothic dead, because obviously he's a vampire. Which is why I'm using a lighter concealer. So I've just put some concealer here, and I'm just going to blend that out. Then I'm going to use that side and blend that foundation into the concealer where I can see the line. And then I'm going to go on to do my nose. James Master's forehead is quite big, isn't it? So we can highlight all up here. Not that I need that much highlighter because my forehead is massive. Now James Masters. His cheekbones are amazing, and yeah, I'm just looking at a screenshot episode where he is going to see Buffy in the Mac Palace. I can't remember, but I'm doing that because his face is just so chiseled, and then I'm gonna go under just to make this look chiseled, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna blend that out now and get that semi-gaunt look. I mean, he's not gaunt, like unhealthy gaunt, but you know what I'm trying to say. And then blend that middle in there, and then we will go in with some powder later on. Now I'm going to be ever so slight on my nose, and just bring that up into my eyebrows. Now I'm just going to go in with some powder, just to bring that contour a little bit tighter. And then do the same underneath my contour here. Actually, I'm going to use a dry sponge to do that, and bring in the powder like so, just because his face is so chiseled, it's unbelievable. Like, people pay to have a jaw like that. Yeah, I like that. Then I think I need to do some hair. Then I'm going to go down the center of my nose. And for that I am happy, and then I'm gonna go on to my brows now. So for my brows, I'm using the Brow King palette, and yeah. So Spike's brows, from the picture that I'm looking at, are quite straight, but then they do have a curve here, so we're just gonna try and emulate that. And I feel like we kind of have a similar brow shape, however mine dips, so I'm gonna start from at the top here. Let me just bring this. So I'm gonna start from here and join it. His brows are quite thick as well, so we'll do that. So I'm happy with my brows, and now obviously Spike has a scar on his left brow, so I'm going to create that with some concealer because I am not shaving off my brows. Like, yeah, I know I bleached my hair, but I am not going that far.
You should know better than to tempt the fates that way.
So before I go further on this tutorial, this makeup look of Spike for Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I want to tell you guys who my favorite characters are in the series, and I want to know yours, so leave them in the comments down below. You can pause now if you want to, because the tutorial will carry on. But my favorite characters are Drusilla, Anya, Willow, Buffy, Spike, and Dawn. Those 6 characters are my favorite. I did like Jennifer, but she was a bitch, and did she deserve to die? Well, I wanted her to, so yeah. So here I am just mapping out my scar with that light concealer I said I was going to use with a really thin brush, and I'm just going to clean it up and just clean up my brows also, just because I want the brows to look like they have been cut cleanly by the scar that has been placed onto my face. It's actually a real scar James Masters has. So I'm just going to do some finishing touches up into my scar that Spike does have, and yeah, so I'm just going to go in with a reddish tone or a purpley tone. I'm going to go in with Bakewell from the Jolie Beauty Golden Skies palette, and just kind of deepen it a little bit because it is a little bit bright. It's the shape that I kind of want as well. So I'm just going in with a very small detailing brush and going over the middles of that. And I always kind of wondered, like, was Spike meant to be Pike from the film? But then that wouldn't make sense because Pike was a human. He wasn't a vampire. It was his friend that became a vampire. So yeah, I just maybe, like, I don't know, maybe Joss Whedon just wasn't that creative to make up different names, I suppose. I don't know. You know, that looks okay. That's a little less bright and a little bit more scarish. As you can see, I've also put some dark eyeshadow underneath just to create some dimension to that scar. I don't know, let's bring you in. So I've just done that, as you can see. Oh gosh, that cheek just looks amazing. And now I feel like I want to go in and create an eyeshadow look, but it's not going to be dramatic because obviously I want this look to kind of invoke Spike and what Spike might look like if Buffy the Vampire Slayer was filmed now. So in my inner outer corner, I'm going in with this shade Knockout which is a purpley shade here from the Jolie Beauty Sky palette. And I'm going to tap tap and then blend there. And I'm not putting any base on, just because I don't think I need the base. I just need a shade that's darker than my skin tone, but is giving me that punky look at the same time. And as you can see, I am not putting too much of that color on. I'm actually going to clean off my brush now, which I'm doing now, and just blur. I do want to darken my eyes a little bit, so I'm just going to put some mascara on like that. I am not even brushing, I'm just placing it at the root and wiggling. And then I'm going to go in with like a purple toned, which one is it? Purple toned eyeliner. And I'm just going to do just the outer corner. Ooh. And then with this brush I'm just going to blend it in like so. I always kind of wondered, like, Spike's scar was very prominent in the beginning, and then it got less prominent throughout the series, and I kind of wondered why. Like, it was just like they just couldn't be bothered to do the makeup, or is it a permanent scar? I don't know, and they just didn't highlight it. But yeah, I always kind of wondered. So guys, I feel like I have almost completed this look, but the hair right now is not matching how I feel like Spike would be in the Marbasian world or in 2021. So I'm going to I'm going to change the color of my hair today, and I am going to be using a silver hair gel, and the packaging is not on this one for some reason. I don't know why. But I've been using Halle Care that I found on Amazon, and this is the blue shade. Let me just show you, and it is so amazing. This is not a sponsored video. However, Halle Care, if you choose to sponsor me and send me free products, feel free to do so. DM me. Oh dear poor watcher. Cup of tea, almost got shagged, cup of tea. So Homo sapiens and Marbites, that's how I got the Spike look. I am absolutely digging it. I think this is something I could just wear every day, apart from the scarf. Well, it's endearing, isn't it? So yes, this is the end of the tutorial. Hope you liked it, and hope you stay tuned for more. I have 2 weeks hair, one black, one red. Who am I gonna do next? I don't know. Am I going to do a gender mashup? I don't know, but we'll see in the next video. Comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. Yes, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you soon. Bye.